Hello, good evening, and welcome to the MCFC 9320 PUBcast. We've got with us tonight Paddy and Stan. We select three. We've ditched the other fella.
No harm. He's got to see Rudy's hair transplant.
Yeah, he's gone off to Turkey to get his teeth and hair done. So, gents, and welcome to everyone in the chat. We won't be able to put the comments up at the bottom tonight, but we will be reading them. I hope you're all well and you've had a good afternoon. So let's get down to talking about the game today. What are our thoughts, Paddy?
I thought we played very well. I know they scored at the end of the first half, but it was a kind of freaky score against the wrong play. I think the ref let them away with blue marker. They were kicking lumps, especially Grealish. Grealish got lumps kicked out of him. And it went unpunished. Rodri made one tackle, he got booked for it. I think it's just, I don't know. But like, the subs that Pep made when we went ahead, when he took Gary Vardiol off and put Stones on and pushed Aki out to the left. I think Aki should play there all the time, you know. If he wants to play Vardiol, play him as a centre back, but he's not a left back. Brilliant going forward. Absolutely brilliant going forward, but his job is to defend. But I thought we're going to see a bit of a purple patch the minute. But I still don't think all players are operating at 100%. They're just, I don't know, are they tired or is it the schedule or what's up? I'd say if they're tired, I would hope, well, look, the sports scientists will look after that side of it at the club in terms of a player output and stuff like that. But and they probably tell Pep to cut back in the training and do more tactical stuff rather than running and the cardio side of it. But they do look tired, you know.
Yeah, they do. And what about you, Stan? If you haven't frozen, what do you think?
I'll tell you what, I don't know if my tablet will freeze, but I'll probably freeze tonight. It's getting colder, isn't it? Oh. You can't say we're doing all right. Do you know what I mean? We are below par. There's no doubt about that. I don't think anybody would say that, you know, we're not at our fluid best or anything like that. But you're going to get it, aren't you? We've just come off the back of playing Liverpool, Tottenham and Villa. And I was having a little look before at some of the matches that we played compared to other teams in the top 10. And we've played more. There's nobody played more against top 10 teams than we have. And we've only played a couple at home. So we've got all these big teams to come to us. We've got Villa away out the way. Do you know what I mean? We've got they are in the top 10. United out the way. And we've got somebody else out the way, you know, Arsenal on it.
You just see a big team.
Oh, but Arsenal big. Oh, I would like to apologise as well. I did watch the Man United game yesterday, and I've really got to apologise to the lad who wrote in last week questioning him why I'd said that the Premier League had the top 2,000 players in the, you know, you've got to be really good. And he said, but how do you work Harry Maguire out? Yeah, you're right, mate. There's no way he's in the top 2,000 in the world. He's absolutely utter garbage. You watched him yesterday, and he gave one away. He should have given another away. That stupid handball that they said for their fourth. And as I said to Emery yesterday, at least the 10 United fans that were left, at least they had a little bit of relief, and it wasn't 4-0.
It was like a mass exodus on 75 minutes, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, they're absolutely world class now. Fire exits. They must be brilliant to deal with it. Where, you know, as soon as something goes wrong, they know the drill and they're out there and they'll be in the allocated parking spot. The lot, absolutely world class. But yeah,
interesting to see that Fernandez got booked yesterday, which means he misses the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
It was funny. I mentioned it again today. Somebody where said the referees there, they really are working hard for United because they managed to get Bruno out of the way for the Liverpool game, and that can only strengthen United. Can only strengthen them because you don't want him running around for 90 minutes. Getting his nappy out and filling it and carrying on and crying, and then ended up getting himself sent off. You might as well have that Mainu or whatever his name is, some kid in there that's going to give it a go. He's not Liverpool. He's not got the appetite for it, has he?
Yeah.
So, but to us today, we definitely deserve the win. There's no doubt about that. I just think you're getting increasingly perplexed about the interpretation of rules. I mean, how he wasn't sent off. Studs are up, right? You're coming in on the back of the player. He's out of control. He's in the air, so he's out of control. And he has managed to hit Foden. And I'm sure there's something else that somebody will come up with. How that wasn't a red, I'll never know. And then when did he change the rules on the throw-in? When standing with 2 feet behind the line, 40 feet are on the ground and the ball's gone behind the back of your head. When did that not become a throw-in? There's some really bizarre things going on at the moment in football. Really, really bizarre things. And
they didn't even look at the Foden hack, and they didn't book your man. Didn't even give him a yellow card for it.
Yeah, nothing. And then as soon as Rodri does something, the yellow card comes out. There really is. I don't know. It's just, is it the rise of the ref? And nobody knows what's going on anymore because they don't know what they're doing. Or nobody seems happy with football at the moment, does it? No team. Not just us, no team. Don't know anyone at the moment who thinks.
It's just the basic standard of officiating. It's as if they're relying too much on VAR to pull them out. And today, obviously the tackle by Brown did go to VAR and they saw nothing wrong with it, which for me is an absolute joke. That could have left Foden with a serious injury today.
Yeah. And you say you shouldn't get involved. And then that referee yesterday who saw the handball, the late game last night.
Arsenal and Villa.
Yeah, man, he's got it right. And yet they've gone off to VAR and they're rumming and ahhing and they're backwards and forwards and they're rumming and ahhing. And then they give what would have been given 5 minutes ago. And then he's obviously there, isn't he? Lego head crying again. No one's getting decisions at the moment, mate. You're just going to have to put up with it. So, I don't know.
But I think the ref and the standard of ref, and I think this year so far, it's probably the worst season I've ever seen. Even when Fergie was there and United used to get all the decisions and you had Fergie time and all the rest of it. But and that was before VAR even. I thought the standard of refereeing was a lot better then. Now it's Jesus Christ. It'll be reviewed now on Monday in Sky Sports on Ref Watch, and your man Dermot Cocker is in it. He'll turn around and say, "Oh, it should have been a red."
Yeah.
So it doesn't solve anything, that does it? It's like Howard Webb coming out after the event and saying, "Oh yeah, we've made a mistake. We apologise." The apology isn't going to give you the 3 points you maybe should have got.
Yeah.
Ireland's not had his yellow card rescinded, has he?
No. And we didn't even get an apology.
We've not had an apology. There's been no apology. Nothing.
No, so he went on the next match and made another howler, that Hooper fella, didn't he?
Yeah.
Against Sheffield United and Liverpool.
Yeah. Straight in there. Not another human error, probably. Just many years ago, you'll remember it when people say to you, "Oh, refereeing, it's really difficult. Would you like to do it?" And you always went, "Well, no." You'd knock a referee and you'd have a go at him, and most of it was that you were frustrated yourself. But as soon as somebody said to you, "Well, would you like to do it?" you always said no. Now, do you know what? Put an armchair in the middle, right on the centre circle, with a little ball on it, so I can spin around, and just give us a little tablet with the game. And I thought, I'll referee that. I can make as many mistakes that are going on. Not a problem. I'll do it. Quite happy to do it. With the money there on, I'll just sit there on the side of the pitch and watch it.
See, that's the thing. They're full-time professionals now, and they're getting paid. And it's actually worse.
Yeah.
And like as you say, Stan, like, it's not only against us. It's everyone's getting it. Like, Jesus, if we think we're bad, look at Wolves. Wolves have 7, 8, 9 shocking decisions against them. Apology after apology.
Hey, don't forget though, they got one absolutely unbelievable decision go their way though, didn't they?
Yeah, against us, your man, Willie Hong Wang.
Funnily enough.
The Korean guy.
Yeah. And it's strange, they've had about 1 million bad decisions, but they got one good one, and he was the one good one against. But there we go.
Yeah.
That's what makes you champions. You've got to rise above it all.
That's what do you think of our bench today?
It was weak. By our standards, it was weak. But, you know, we have to look at the bigger picture, and we've got one more we've got obviously a game in Europe on Tuesday night. We're at home to Crystal Palace on Saturday, and then we're off to the World Club Champions, whatever that is. So, you know, and by the time they come back from that, Kevin will be back.
Hopefully. So, he's back running, anyway.
He is, yeah. Back training with them, I think, as well. So I think it's positive. We're just at that point of the season where we tend to kick on. And I think, you know, maybe the little breakaway might not do them any harm. A bit of sun, a bit of warmth. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But, you know, as Pardo Oaks says there, we need to buy in January. But what's our biggest, just out of interest, Pardo, what do you think is our biggest need? What do we need to buy in January?
We definitely be midfield for me. Definitely.
We look more solid today with Kovacic in there with Rodri.
Oh, absolutely. That should be the pairing. They shouldn't be dropped. I know you're sacrificing one of the front five, but like for me, it should be Rodri, Matteo in the middle of that park, and Aki left back, and they're non-negotiables. You know.
Yeah, Pardo says he wants to see us get a midfielder.
Yeah. Because we're back, even though we have Nunes, we have Calvin Phillips, we have Matteo, we still can't drop Rodri. We can't give Rodri a day off.
And again today, it was interesting that they zoomed in on Calvin Phillips, sat on the bench. It was like they were making a point. But the reality is, I honestly think if we were all honest with ourselves, we wouldn't have put Calvin Phillips at the top of our buying list at any point.
Well, I asked myself that. Did you see the interview Pep gave about apologising for not playing him and the way he sees the game playing, that he doesn't see a slot for Phillips, whatever? But surely God, he would have seen that before he bought him.
Do you know what? I think what's happened there is that Pep's had a mate. Pep's had a natter with his mate, Marcelo Bielsa. And he is very good at doing certain things, Calvin Phillips. Very good. And he was very good at Leeds. But I think we've moved on faster than possibly we did. He got injured, didn't he? Do you remember?
To start.
And I think we moved on faster than we thought we would have done when we bought him. And by the time he came back, that chance, that slot, when he was injured them first 3 months he was at the club, it missed him. And he's had a problem. And it's not really worked out for him. I think that's what it is. I mean, obviously, you know.
I think it's worrying. Like the interview that Pep gave a few months ago as well, talking about Calvin Phillips. And he says, I can, for whatever reason, no, he was blaming himself. He wasn't blaming Calvin Phillips, but he says, I just can't get the best out of him. And he says, that's down to me. There's something that I'm not doing. But, look, he just doesn't. Calvin Phillips is a great player. We've seen that with Leeds, and you see it with England. But for whatever reason, he doesn't suit our style of play.
But I'm going to ask that, is he a great player, or was he a decent player in what was really a not great Leeds side?
Depends what you want to use as a benchmark.
I was going to say, I think he was as important to Leeds as Jack Grealish was to Villa. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
but not everyone can carry that on when they move clubs, can they?
No, that's true, and that's why not all transfers work out. Even great players can go to clubs, and for one reason or another, it just doesn't quite work for them. That's part and parcel of football. That's what makes buying players in such a skill. Not everyone will make it, and some people that you absolutely nail on. Going right back to Rodney Marsh at the time, so it's nailed on. He'll do all that. He'll push us to the, league. It'll go on. Blew up. Didn't happen.
I think
dealing with people at the end of the day, aren't you? Go on, sorry, Paddy. Say that again.
I think reading back along about Rodney Marsh, when we bought him, that time he actually made the team worse.
The bottom line is, though, Paddy, that we didn't kick on as we thought with a nailed-on player that we thought would take us to the league.
But then that's a bit like, if we use our neighbours as an example, that's like them bringing back Rodri. Ronaldo, thinking it was going to be the best thing ever. And did it help the team? No. Did it hinder the team? Yes.
Yes. I'll tell you another one and all for the younger viewers. It's all right for us old ones going on about Marsh and all that. I'll give you a great example. Wilf Boney. When we signed him, we had 3 of the top 4 strikers in the country. He came in and we thought, oh, well, if one of them gets injured, we've got somebody in there who can do just as well. Didn't work out. Whatever reason, nobody's bothered. It's things that don't happen. And that's I think there's part of that's happened with Phillips. There's somebody else as well that was a bit near not so long ago. It was a good example, but I can't think of the name at the moment.
We only need to look at the likes of Rodwell.
Yeah, Rodwell.
A lot of hype around Rodwell when we bought him, and yet he was so injury prone.
Yeah, it just never happened for him.
What do you call him from Portsmouth? Bradbury, Lee Bradbury, was it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, alrighty.
Lee Bradbury, as he was forever known.
Yeah, and he fucking brought him back into the army.
Forgive you. We bought him for 300 quid outside the army. If we give you 3 grand, will you take him back on?
Scott Sinclair, there was another one. Why on earth we bought him, I'll never know.
Yeah. But then again, how many people questioned it when we bought Sean Golter? What are we doing buying him for? What's going on there? He's no good.
Well, I have to say I never questioned that.
There was plenty, ex-United U team, not good enough for them. Did all right. The point I'm making, though, Amory, is that you can never really tell for sure. It can go both ways. People that you think, why have we bought him, can come in and do really well. Others don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know about Ferdinand. He did all right, didn't he?
It's the same with the EDS. They're absolutely brilliant at EDS level. How many the Grand Delap and the what do you call it, our striker? He was absolutely fantastic for us in EDS. But never broke through the first team and went their own way.
Yeah, he got an injury, didn't he, Delap? I think as he was on the verge of doing it. But again, we got the problem there is that every single one of them 20 years ago at that quality would have walked into the team. We did it when Hinchcliffe and Lake and all that lot came in. Redmond and all that. That was a perfect time for a youngster to get into the City team because we had no money. It's just you might as well play the kids and see how they got on, and they did really, really well about it. But now, bar Paul Lake, how many of them do you think would have got in? Could you see Steve Redmond getting in now? I'm not so sure. Dave White, maybe. It's only a maybe.
I can't think of his name now, so I'm doing a disservice, but he looks after the EDS. And he says the problem now at EDS is once players hit 17, 18 years of age, they want to be playing first team football, and they're using Foden as an example. He says, but what you don't understand, like, Foden is once in a lifetime job. And then they're spitting their dummy out when they're not getting into the first team, and then they're leaving. He says, and they're leaving far too soon. You know, like, look at this. Sancho was a prime example of that.
Yeah, but again, you look at that and then look at him now, and you think, you know, was he all that, or was he trouble for us? And I think he probably was. I think he was known for being late to training and things like that.
This isn't on the
Sancho. Sancho was well known at City for being an ass. That's why they got rid of him.
You know, you just look at the likes of Daniel Sturridge. There's another one.
Yeah.
You know,
Mick and Richards as well was more interested in DJing than nightclubs in Manchester. He wasn't playing football.
Here's one for you, and I do agree with you on that one, Paddy, that when you're 17, 18, 19, 20, you want to be playing first team, and some do take that drop down as a step backwards to go forward, because you think, if I'm 21, I can still get picked up by a big team if I've made like 150 appearances for somebody, scored a load of goals if I'm an attacker, made a load of tackles if a defender. But I think the odd one is that with Foden didn't mind so much playing that role because he was a City fan, and I mean a real out-and-out City fan. Now, there are some City fans there that have moved on, but I just think he really did it was the City thing. Do you think he would have stayed if he was at Liverpool or if he was at Newcastle? He'd come up through their academy. No. Where he wasn't really a Newcastle fan, or he wasn't really. You've got that as well, haven't you?
I'll tell you another interesting point came up in that podcast when they were talking about that was the EDS players that we loan out, they never make it back to the first team. And your man says, he says, look, he says, that is true. He says, they don't. He says, but there's a certain player out there at the moment that's going to break that mould. Who do you think he said it was?
McAtee.
Yeah. He says McAtee's coming back to the first team.
Yeah.
He's actually going to break the mold. He's going to be the first EDS player to go out and loan and come back into the first team.
The EDS manager is Brian Barry Murphy.
I know, he's a Cork man.
Yeah.
Another Irish lad keeping City going
here's a better one for you. Who's the head sports nutritional scientist at Man City? What nationality is he?
Irish.
Dermot from Donegal.
Gone are the days of Richard Dunn.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing. We're missing Oil Paddy in the team. That's what's wrong. There's no better crack at all.
And I'm just interested, does anyone have any idea how bad Haaland's injury is?
It's a stress. It's not broken. It's not a fracture. It's just he's able to walk on. Pep says after the match today, he can walk on it. He might be ready for Crystal Palace, and if he's not ready for Crystal Palace, he'd be ready for the Saudi Arabia.
I don't think it was a massive one. To be honest with you, if these fixtures had been the other way around when he came back from Norway, and we were playing Luton a week ago, I don't think he would have played him, and he would have had that rest. But he couldn't not play him against Tottenham and Liverpool. I think there's a bit of that in there as well. He's probably had some jabs that have kept him going, and now they've thought, hang on a minute, before this gets really bad, let's just pause.
Yeah.
Because we've got that Palace game, haven't we? And then, like you say, Anne-Marie, we're off to the sun.
Yes, indeed we are.
Go and see how old Riyadh is. Pay him a visit. How are you, my old mate? I'm going to say nothing more. I'm just leaving the joke at that, Anne-Marie. Don't worry.
Okay.
You might as well go and visit friends holding you when you're abroad. So see if we can stay at his house and save a few quid on the hotel.
Oh, I don't
still have the
deserve
station
it.
as well,
And just for the record, if Joey Barton's listening in, go kiss my backside. I know as much about football as you do.
Talking of backsides, he's made an ass of himself, hasn't he?
Yep.
But I think there was method in his madness. So he used to hold it off the old online war talking about him. That was the objective.
Yeah,
do you think he might have a podcast starting soon? Do you think he might be getting a little bit of publicity for himself? Because it's almost as though he's got a podcast coming out soon, isn't it? And if I get everybody wound up, they'll start listening.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I was interested to listen to Emma Hayes's. By the way, City Women had a good win yesterday, 2-1 at Villa.
Oh, that was. Do you remember that stat? That stat came out again. It's the first time since 1846 that City have won when they were behind at half time. It's like, yes, because we're not behind that often at half time. We're normally leading. Or we pulled the goal back before half time when we were behind. Honestly, it's the most useless stat in the world. It's not even a stat, it's just a bit of shanked.
Well, it's interesting. There's a comment on here. I think it was Pardo Oaks said that Jamie Redknapp said that Luton's lead was deserved at half time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he absolutely did.
What game was he watching?
He fucking did. Yeah.
Did he not also say that? Did he not also say that? I don't think Pep's come here to lose. Is that? I don't think anyone goes anywhere to lose, Jamie, unless your dad's involved.
During the match, your man, is it Alan Smith, the commentator? He started laughing when we were getting tackled, heavily tackled, and he turned around and said, laughing, that you have to expect tackles like that when you come to places like these. If it's okay, like they stick the boot in, and he was laughing. Saying,
he was very much so like watching
a few years ago when Danny Murphy basically was telling other teams to go in and tackle us like that. And if you remember correctly, there was a load of red cards that should have been given. Tackles on Sane, tackles on De Bruyne, Gundogan, that weren't given because these players were going off what media were saying, that why should they be afraid to tackle City players? But they weren't just tackling, they were going out to harm them.
Today was...
I'll tell you what though, with their fans and the way their team played, there was definite vibes of 1990s, 1980s FA Cup matches at away grounds, non-league away grounds. 100%. Proper wrong'uns.
Did you see the way the crowd influenced that referee's decision today when he gave a foul throw against Bernardo Silva? That was no more foul throw, but because the crowd were on his back, he caved and he gave a foul throw. And I've watched that about 25 times back. And if that's a foul throw, we just go pack up and go home.
No, it was a foul. And there was loads of little things going in there. They're screaming for an handball. I mean, like, what sort of place would think that an arm grew out of a chest? Because it hit Jack Grealish on the chest. It was clear as day, and they're screaming for it. And it's like, oh.
But even for the second goal, they were claiming a handball from Alvarez, yet it hit him in the face.
Yeah, there's another one. I mean, it's one of them places in the country where you might have, kids born with hands in the faces and hands on the chests and the other stuff that goes in with the associated limited gene pools. But I don't know. It's the way it is. Natural born banjo players.
Yeah, it's a poor show that a Premier League ground only holds 11,000, isn't it? And you literally have to go through somebody's back garden to get in.
Well, they won't have to worry about.
You'd be able to do that soon at United, didn't they? There's only ever about 11,000 after the 60 minutes, and with the holes in the stadium, you'd be able to get through there on Warwick Road. Just cut over the railway. You'll be all right. It's the way. I think it's the way forward, Anthony. Plenty of them doing it now.
Now, in the betting, the next manager to get sacked in the Premier League, the favourite is Cooper from Forest. Do we think Ten Hag has got much longer?
Hopefully he's there for the next 10 years.
I tell you what, you're going to have to qualify that, Anthony. I'm not sure if he's got much longer, whether his heart can take it, managing them. Because some of the stuff that's going on there, the poor fella he can't be far off having an heart attack.
It's no wonder he's got no hair.
Yeah. So,
you can't,
anyway.
I've said it on here before. You can't have Alex Ferguson sitting up.
Oh!
Yeah.
Who's got no hair?
Jesus Christ, where's the hair?
Yeah, we thought you were getting your full treatment done in Turkey.
Where's the hair?
The hair and the teeth.
See, I've got me back senses, You
got your ears pinned back, is it?
How are we? Are we all good?
We were fucking
Yes.
grand. You showed up.
Be even more grand now. Anyway, I hope everyone's okay. No, listen, I've not heard the show or anything like that. I thought today we was fantastic. Everyone might think I'm going a bit doolally. Collectively, brilliant. I hope you've all been saying that.
We were good, but I wouldn't say we were brilliant.
Hello, everybody in the chat as well. Good to see you all. Listen, we was always going to get booted up. You all right there? Are you on a treadmill? No, you won't be on a treadmill, Stan.
No, I'm not on a treadmill. Yeah, you're right there, mate. That was a stupid statement.
Listen, today, good evening, everybody. Yeah, today was always going to be a tough match. We was always going to get booted up and down today. I did say many times it was going to be more of a difficult game than Villa. And you know something? It was, but we're shown character. Yeah, 2-1. However, the pleasing thing for me, we went behind, so we're shown our gonads today. Not literally. I just thought we shown some character today.
Yeah.
If anyone watched I'm a Celebrity last night, Nigel Farage practically shown his in his skin.
You always have to bring the tone down, don't you, Anne-Marie?
Hey, you were saying before, Andy.
We have a player scores with him, so.
Listen, I've seen people having a bit of a go at Walker as well. Don't know why. Listen, two things for me, and I don't mean just you, Anne-Marie. I've seen it all over. Walker, one, if Pep wasn't happy with Walker, he wouldn't play him. B, Walker today was on the right on his own, and for me, I think he did all right. Yeah, he had little, but you'd expect that when somebody's, bombing up and down doing two men's work. Go on, Stan. You. What's your thoughts on Walker today, mate? Or the past few games?
I think that it was something that I referred to the other day that right hand side hasn't been right for a while, has it? Walker's bombing on. He only ever used to bomb on.
Yep.
I'm going to have to be careful here because
no, just say it. You have
there's
to be
a
careful.
member. No, there's I don't want to upset Anne-Marie.
You're not upset. No, upset her. No,
I just think that we have looked a little bit.
She won't hear you now. Anyway, go on.
No, we haven't been right. We haven't been right on that right, have we? for a while. And I don't think Walker's got somebody in front of him that can either tell him to get back. I don't think giving him the captaincy's helped either. I think there's a few things going on. Don't get me wrong, he's not doing bad. He's all right. I'm not going to criticise him, but I don't think he's getting the help that he's had in the past. Stan's water, Ben. I've popped it, mate. Blue Heart. I've popped it. That's the problem with me.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But
I'm not saying he's struggling. Yeah, the word I'm looking for is that nobody's helping him. He's been thrown out on his own a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying.
I think what Stan's saying is when Aki passes that ball up to Grealish, nobody's getting it off him. Walker used to hit Mahrez in front of him. As bad and all as Mahrez was, you couldn't get the ball off him.
Yeah.
Well said, Paddy. And I was also going to say today, how much better did we look with ball retention on the left?
Oh, we always will do. It's just that it's that anchor that Walker had to run into.
No need to swear.
No, that anchor. It's not there, is it? He had a really, really good rapport, with Mahrez. He had a really good rapport. And they knew when to go forward and when to step back. And at the moment, it's not Walker's fault. It's not anyone's fault. And it will take time for that rapport to build up with whoever goes in there. Because we don't really seem to have a regular right winger anyway, or a right midfielder. So he can't build anything up with anybody. Who's going to be there? Can you tell me who's going to be there the next game we play? No. Could be Bernardo, could be Foden. It doesn't matter.
The team sort of like picks itself in a sort of way at the minute because of injuries and stuff like that. But again today, Alec absolutely spot on. Against Villa, our away fans were bang on. But Grealish, you've got to give that lad so much praise. I'm so happy for him when he scored today. But with the injuries and the lack of confidence, out of form, etc., today I thought today was the day when we really roll the sleeves up and we let them have it, because they did kick us up and down. Listen, we knew it was going to happen. They're fully entitled to do that, but you expect the officials to sort out. Now, Phil Foden, that could have been nasty against him by that whatever he's called, something Brown. And he was the one who was going, how many times, ref? In the first half. But he couldn't take it. He really, really couldn't. So, but for us to battle through that, I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. And I've seen some say we weren't great in the first half. Don't care. Collectively, we needed that, and the boys got us through that today. Thought Gvardiol had a very, very good game. Special mention though to Kovacic. I thought Kovacic had a very, very good game until he got took off. Nunes looked lively when he come on. I just was so pleased today, because even Pep's took some pelters lately, Anne-Marie, and it's undeserved as well.
Yeah, but he's an easy target, the same as we City fans and City players are easy targets, because within this country, regardless of who you are, with the exception, I will say, of maybe Liverpool or United, when you reach the pinnacle, also any of them, the media especially, want to do is bring you down. That's all they want to do. You look at any champion we've had in this country, they build them up only to knock them down. And that's what they're doing with us. And good luck to them, because there's going to come a point where everything's going to come back to bite them all on the backside.
11 P. I don't know how to say that, mate. I'm sorry, I've not even had a drink. Walker being captain is a head scratcher for me. At the moment, but there's 5 captains. It just so happens the main captain isn't back till January. You could give it Diaz, but does it really matter who's got a piece of material around their arm?
Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't for me. It's like
not in that team. Not in that team. They're all captains.
Yeah.
Like if you watch Diaz, especially at the start of that match today, he was going around fist bumping every one of them, getting them cheated up. And Silva's the same, Foden's the same. Like a good team doesn't need a captain.
I agree.
They all know.
You do need a captain so that somebody can speak to the referee for the 15th mistake they made in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's about why we need a captain. Is about the height of that.
Big
I don't know what you mean there, Big Mark, but you know.
You can't beat a bit of bully, Mark. You can't beat a bit of bully.
Yeah, Alec there, Aki's been excellent. And you know something, today I was so made up that he started today. And Matt, I ended up going on Martin's show on Thursday, was it? And I did say we need to rest Akanji, not because he's rubbish, because he's been playing virtually every single minute. And we need to bring Aki in, Gvardiol, Diaz. And today I was delighted to see that because I got it right. I couldn't give two shades of, because I'll support every player. I just thought you can see, like Alvarez, he evidently needs a rest. You know, that's not because he's rubbish. That's just because he needs a rest. It happens. I think Jack will come back now and be very, very good. Like we know he was last season. I think they're right about that waterbed, mate. Well, yeah. I'm hoping you're on a waterbed anyway. I just think today was the day we finally really got it together. And the way I see it now,
if you look back at the start of the season, who was beside Rodri in the middle of the park?
Nobody, mate.
Kovacic.
But well, at the start of the season, yeah. But generally, he's been pretty much on his own, hasn't he?
Yeah, but then Kovacic has been injured, hasn't he?
Yeah. But we started our, if you want to call it a bad patch, started when Rodri and Matteo weren't starting together. And they started together today, and we had full control of that game. Full control of it. Yeah, they scored a jamming goal or whatever. Tough about it. These things happen. But we had control of that game. Don't forget, Liverpool went there and had over 75% of possession and only took a point from there.
Same with Arsenal, mate. You know, Arsenal was looking to get away there. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone was going, Luton, you should be smashing them 6. No, because all Luton want to do is survive. So they will do whatever they need to survive. They really, really will. Yeah, we've not really spoke about Villa because, you know, that was in midweek and we only do a show once a week. Some people will be glad about that, by the way. But Villa, no doubt about it, we were shocking against Villa. However, I don't buy into all this. Stan, I'll come to you in a minute, mate. I don't buy into we are going through a bad patch, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Let's face it, right? We beat the Rags 3-0. We beat Bournemouth 6-1. Hey, we know what Bournemouth can do, don't we? So forget the Champions League matches. We drew with Chelsea, which I know it's all shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't, and all that. We should have beat Chelsea, no doubt about it. They got a last minute goal. Liverpool, we know what happened there. We had a perfectly good goal disallowed, and they scored in the last minute. Spurs, again, we know exactly what happened in the Spurs game. We should have beat them. So listen, Villa, we was rubbish, but today we was back on track. And again, I'm not blaming injuries and suspensions because that's all part and parcel of the game. But all them things do affect the season and stuff like that, Stan, because there's no doubt about it. It's a blessing in disguise. Hopefully, we'll get rid of Palace on next weekend. Then we'll go away for a little bit of a jolly, where a bit of sun on our back, play a bit of football. So there'll be a lot of resting and stuff like that. You'll probably see KDB not playing any of the matches over there, but I think he'll be involved in the warm weather training with the boys, which has not been. So it's all coming together. And then January, you might see few bodies in, and possibly.
Don't talk out your backside, Andy.
Is this a certain person that Hanson sang about years ago?
No, but like, joking aside, I don't understand the hysteria.
Right. I'll answer you this one, Andy. There's a few things. There's a few strands that all need pulling together. The first thing is we are judged on a level that's so far superior to anyone else. It looks like we'll never be given a break.
Why?
We won't ever be given a break. Well, let's look at Villa away. All right, Villa away. They've won 15 on the bounce at home now. They're very, very good at home. People need to give them respect for that, and we do give them respect. But then when you start hearing that, Arsenal coming now, they should do all right. And then they get beat, and then, they've had it a bit difficult, haven't they, really? They've had a few fixtures. Before we played Villa, we played Liverpool, Tottenham, and a very good German team. I'm not naming them. I know who they are. You look at Liverpool, they play, I don't know, that Papa John Trophy thing. Villa have a day off once every couple of weeks when they play Sporting Glockling from somewhere, right? So, you know, they're not playing the level of matches we're playing. We're having to play against a much harder level every week. If we'd have gone to Luton today and won 6-0, it would have been, you expect that. But because it's not, it's a 2-1. Oh, it's a bit below. Now, it's not just the team as a whole that we get regarded or we get measured against much higher things. I saw the Belter in the chat today. He said, we might be all right today, because Haaland's been off in the last few matches. Right? Haaland scored 10 in the last 10 matches. Right? Most teams who have a forward who scored 10 this season would be delighted.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong, Haaland hasn't scored 10 this season. He's scored 14. But we're only going off the last 10 games. So, you know, you get a striker that if he hasn't scored for a couple of months, they'll be going through a little bit of a balance patch.
Yep.
If they've scored 2 in the last month, they're a bit off form and anything like that. If Haaland hasn't scored in 20 minutes, it's a meltdown and we need a whole new squad. And that's where we're at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, we're all right, we've won 1 in 4, but let's or 1 in 5 or whatever it is. But let's have a little look at who we've played. We played Tottenham, we played Liverpool, and we played, who was the other one?
Chelsea.
Is he a 5-minute delay in this PUBcast?
No, I'm just saying though that you're right, that nobody, it's, what do you want to do? We've put 4 past Chelsea. I mean, we've made our own mistakes, and that's why we make it difficult for ourselves. It's our own mistakes.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're in this crisis. And like you say, you know, we've got nobody in the world will make a better signing in January than we will. And it won't be a signing, it'll just be Kev coming back. Nobody will be anyone. Nobody will be anything like that. So as long as we're within 3 or 4 points, come Boxing Day, we'll be all right.
I've no qualms about it.
We've had our bad patch out of the way. Because let's not forget, everyone's got to go through a bad patch.
Yeah, I listen. Sometimes I get called a happy clapper. No, because I'd like to be called a realist, really, rather than a happy clapper. Because if I've got...
Sorry, Andy, there was one thing I nearly forgot. One last thread. Now, you talk about, and we all know the importance of Kev de Bruyne, but other teams don't take into account, or maybe they've just started waking up to it, is Rodgers. He's now played 44 consecutive matches and not tasted defeat. 44. That's some going. So when you've not got the likes of Kev de Bruyne and you've not got the likes of Rodgers, do you think we're going to be playing to them same levels? No, we won't be. We won't play to them same levels.
I'm saying. Scott says there, have faith. Stan is still learning. Yeah, you're right there. Anne-Marie, you're not an happy clapper. You're a realist.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think I'm a realist.
No, you are. You say exactly how it is. I just don't get all the hysteria what's been going around. Like, even though we've won today, there's certain people, on the social media world are pretty much saying, yeah, we're still average today. I tell you what, not many teams will have that much possession against a Luton, considering we was fragile after Villa.
I know, but Andy, it comes back to that classic older and newer fan. If you look, the majority of people that will be overreacting is the newer fan, whereas ourselves are more pragmatic about it and kind of look at it and say, well, actually, we're still in fourth place. We're close enough not to be out of any title race. And we know that going off past experience, we go on a run after Christmas.
We can't keep relying on that, though.
No, we can't keep relying on it, but we know what we're capable of. And we're not just, it's the whole thing of you support your team, win, lose or draw. And you don't kind of, we see it in the group. I think Paddy's actually put a post up about it, that I guarantee there won't be as many comments on our full-time post today as there was on Wednesday.
Yep.
I guarantee it. And that's like standard. So
it
people are very quick to mouth off when we lose, but not very quick to praise them when we win. Yep. And that for me it's beyond me, because whatever, you support your team. You give them credit where it's due. And yet, everyone, look, I have bad days at work. I'm sure we all do.
I know.
Well, you wouldn't. But then you can't get
your
head through the door, can you?
But I've heard you have a lot of bad days.
So I think we have to be realistic about it.
Yeah,
totally. No team is perfect. And, it's like listening to Arsenal fans and all this invincible nonsense. Winning the league without getting beaten, yeah, it's some achievement. But when you draw quite a lot of those games and the teams around you aren't that great, it's not that big a deal.
No.
That invincible team
unbeaten, but still don't get 100 points.
I think it's about 10 years since they might have had a chance of winning the league with the number of points we got.
Listen, I've put Andrew Hughes' comment up there for a while because I think it is bang on the money. 3 deflected goals to beat us, 2 iffy refereeing decisions. We could quite easily be 9 points better off. Absolutely. I know we can't always say ifs, buts and maybes and stuff like that. I totally get it. But that is the fact of the matter. And we've not exactly played any pushovers of late, have we?
No.
I tell you what, though, Paddy's not an happy clapper. He can't with that rheumatism.
He can't. He's got no hands.
His rheumatism's playing up in the cold weather. He's no happy clapper.
Like Scoop says, the title isn't won in December. It's not, mate.
But you think about this Sky Sports.
Yeah, if you'd listened to them at the end of the Liverpool Palace game yesterday, you'd have sworn that the title was over and Liverpool were champions because they went top of the league.
Yeah, that's it now. We're all going home. We've just got a couple of games in Saudi and that's it for the season.
Jamie Redknapp, Luton deservedly ahead. Jesus Christ, I need to know.
Yeah,
I need the number of his leader, I can tell you.
You know something, I tweeted something about that, mate, and I also copied in, even though I've blocked him, Joey Barton, because how can Barton, have a go at female pundits, commentators, when Jamie Redknapp comes? There was Jamie Redknapp, who and then I think it was it was Jamie Redknapp again, said something like, I don't think Pep's come here to lose. Really?
Yeah.
Well, I spoke to Pep. I spoke to Pep just before the match and he went, Andy, I've come here to lose today. I don't want to win today or draw. You know what I mean?
I know that because I heard it when you were getting on the coach. Yeah. Must be true. I tell you what, though, did you notice Joey Barton sticking up for Kelly Kate, coach?
No, he's not. No, it's not. It's not. Emma Razy is.
No. the presenter.
All right. Do you know why? Because probably Kenny Dalglish will end up leathering him. That's why.
Oh, you've just took the thunder off me. Yeah, funny that, Joey, isn't it? You're gonna like having a pop at a woman who doesn't have any known backing, but you won't have a go at the Dalglish's daughter because you know you'll get absolutely ragged.
He's hard, isn't he?
What's that? Get man, come on then.
Pat.
Oh,
Me bad mate.
oh.
Okay, anyone, that's Pat from the Mancunian Way show. He's an absolute legend of a human being. He's been in Manchester from Oz. Top lad. He is a top lad. Anybody who knows the Mancunian Way show will know he's a top
If
lad.
you let him down badly, Andy.
No, I was trying to catch up with him, mate, while he was in Manchester. Listen, you've got Pat, who's a legend on that show. Same with Ozzy, Alan, and Rich. There's this other guy. Oh, he's a right numpty who knows nothing. Keith says not enough credit's being given to other teams improving. And you're right. And you know something, Pep come out with something. I don't know if you caught what Pep said the other day about everybody's expectation about City to win it. It's always a crisis. It's a crisis if we don't win, you know, but no other team has won 4 on the bounce. I know we've not won 4 on the bounce yet, but we will do. We will do. I just think the pressure what's put on our club from the manager to the players is unreasonable. And some of these absolute buffoons in the social media and stuff like that, and journalists, etc., they just need to give their head a wobble because they're not even good in their profession, let alone bloody watching us, you know. Sorry, I was just trying to catch a comment there. So, yeah, so we've got to stick together now, you know, as a fan base, like we did when the Chargers hit us.
I love the replies to Jamie Carragher when he said, oh, well, if I'd worked for the nation state and all that. Is that, listen, you wouldn't have won it even if you had. You'd have been sold the first transfer window. It'd have been straight out. Nobody would have bothered with that buffoon at right back, centre back, wherever he wanted to play. So if a nation state had took over when Liverpool was there, he wouldn't have been at Liverpool.
Do you know something? I disagree with Georgie Kinclad today. I think a rocking horse has got better brains, mate, if I'm being honest. So yeah, listen, we're back. We're back on track. And again, I thought we played very, very well today, collectively. I'm not going to dig any players out, you know, because I've seen Ederson getting a bit of, I've seen Walker getting a bit of, and listen, every one of them played their part today. Because although Alvarez is looking tired, Grealish came out and praised Alvarez today after the match. So I think that speaks volumes about the team spirit, what's in there.
Oh, there's massive team spirit. Like you don't achieve what we have achieved and not have great team spirit. And that's going back to your earlier point about the captain. We don't need a captain because if you do something on the line, the rest of them come down like a ton of bricks on top of you. It's as simple as that. The media is going to be the media. They're going to need
Manchester United.
By request.
He didn't even play it, and Paddy's laughing.
For anyone wondering why Paddy's having a bit of a breakdown there, we in our WhatsApp group we said, you know, I send it to Paddy and it cries every single time. It's just legendary, isn't it, Paddy? No, but like Bournemouth, yes.
That's just pure hatred. That's not laughter. That's fucking pure hate. I hate the bastard.
Blue Monday says the media, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've listened. There was a time, and Paddy was giving me therapy on this about me reacting on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm in a place now where I'm not losing my rag on Twitter, but I'm still going to be digging people out for whether it's journalists, whether it's City fans. There was some absolute buffoon today before the match. If Guardiola starts today, he's not going to watch it. So I basically put off and go and support another team then. Because
I told you you'd mention it today, Paddy. I'm glad I wrote it.
has that come from your Chelsea account, Stan?
It has, yes.
We all
Yeah.
border punch doing why you.
BB says Pep rattled Carragher with the facts. You know something, BB? That is a fact, mate. And because Carragher's still moaning about it now, he's still going on about it. Whereas Gary Neville's got his popcorn out, going, "You carry on, Carra. You carry on, because Pep will annihilate you," and he will. But it is a time for calm, because one more game, a holiday for the boys, come back, reset, injuries. Touch wood, will be okay. I've got a feeling.
And all being well, another trophy.
I hope we do win that. I really do. I know most people aren't bothered, but I hope we do win it.
No, I'm not bothered. But obviously, if we was playing tiddlywinks, I'd want us to win. You know, it is what it is. But I've got a funny feeling Haaland will be back for the Palace game. I don't think it's bad as. I think Pep wanted to deliberately give him a rest today because he knew the approach. No,
he wasn't walking, Andy. Pep wasn't able to walk on his foot. He's back now, walking on it. He might be ready for the Crystal Palace game, but if not, he'll be ready for Saudi Arabia.
See, with all due respect, if we go with that same starting lineup against Palace, we should. I know you don't. I know you can't.
They gave Liverpool a good game of it yesterday.
And but we should. Liverpool are not all that. I tell you, they might be top of the league. They ain't all that. Once we reset, boom, we have liftoff and we will win the league. The treble. I called it out at the start of the season. We will win the treble again.
I tell you what, though, it was noticeable that Uncle Roy wasn't happy after that game.
Why
get booked?
He's not like that. Anne-Marie's right. Palace didn't get what they deserved there.
Well, that second yellow for Ayew was a joke.
Oh, Jesus, stop.
An absolute joke. I understand why he got the first one, but the second one was nothing.
Yeah, but look at the tackle on Foden. Look at the tackle on the Spurs game. Your man, Romero. Nothing. And they say VAR is going to improve the game. Won't improve the game when you have a Muppet operating it.
BB, we're going to win the treble. What we won last season, mate.
Oh, confident words.
And if we don't, Paddy will buy everybody a beer.
You couldn't say buy one of your mugs. You won't post them the island. You're racist.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. For anybody who's in the chat, when Grealish doesn't do too well, Paddy in our WhatsApp group, Paddy calls Grealish English. When Grealish today, he calls him an Irish boy. Explain that, Mr. Ray. I'll call you Ray.
Because you stole him off us.
Not at all.
You did. You stole Bellingham as well.
And Rice.
Bellingham. And Rice.
And Rice, yeah.
And Kane.
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
forget Kane. Don't forget Kane, Paddy.
Paddy
Kane.
Players.
Whoa. What's this? Yeah. Andy is spot on City. Very, very dangerous. Wait till they click. Absolutely. And then we've got our friend Andy throwing insults. No, mate. Who? I don't throw insults. They're all happy comments in this.
But see that Crystal Palace game, Andy, I wouldn't start with that back four. I'd go Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Aki.
Listen, if I had to pick one defender to start above any, it'd be Aki every day of the week.
Oh, absolutely. And Matteo has to be in the middle of that park with Rodri. I don't care what, especially at Palace.
Martin, I'm part Irish, Andy. Behave now. Listen, you're part Irish, part English, part Jamaican, part Dutch, part time at work. Well, you're not even that now.
Hey, Anne-Marie, while you remember there, Aki, we were talking about transfers earlier. There's one that went right under the radar. I don't think many people were thinking, oh, that was a scoop and a half. But I tell you what, it was.
It was, yeah.
What was
Oh,
that?
absolutely.
I wasn't listening to you then, Stan. Sorry.
No, it was something we were talking about the first half hour that was pretty good. And we were talking about our transfers. The ones that you're never quite sure which ones are going to work or not.
No, but Aki was a good buy.
Has he gone?
I tell you what was a good buy. That one. And Martin's right. It is a bit like Celebrity Squares tonight, isn't it?
Listen,
I can't see any celebrities. I can see plenty of squares.
Yeah. Listen, there's no need for panic in it. Do you see us back on track after today, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Short and sweet, a bit like me.
Well, there's not a lot to say, is there? Because I'm convinced that if we're still, get Christmas out the way, there or thereabouts, I'm convinced we'll go on and win it. Our 4 in the row.
Were we ever off track, Andy? Were we ever off track, or were we just having a little look round somewhere different on the usual road that we take?
Absolutely, mate. Capiopo, I'm a Borough fan. Can remember Aki coming to the Riverside as a 17-year-old, playing holding midfielder for Chelsea. He ran the show. He is, mate. Something. Aki's probably one of my all-time favourite City players. The way I think he's shown that with where he just kept quiet, got his head down and fought with Laporte, won the battle, and now Gvardiol's come in and he's having to do it again, and he's just cracking on with it, and he's again today, he's showing his mettle.
Yeah, I don't think Aki's under any pressure at all. I think it's the first name in the team sheet for me.
Wild chicken.
Oh, come on. This is a whole different path we're going down.
What?
We were doing all right till you turned up.
Racist.
Wild bloody chicken.
Carry on.
Come back, Andy.
Alex Johnson, does anyone actually think our players will want to give up our crown? I very much doubt it. So do I. I don't think they want to give it up. I know this is simple maths and it's blindingly obvious, but to get into this same position again, it's going to take us 4 years, isn't it? The rest of this season and then 3 more years of winning it. It's going to be a long time before we can do this again. You what, sorry, mate?
I see you've studied the game in some detail with that fucking statement.
It's my degree in maths kicking in.
Let's get into the corner shop. How much is your penny sweets?
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of a way of saying it that doesn't come up, that's not blindingly obvious, and it's not easy. It is going to take 4 years to get back to this position. So while you're in it, you might as well make the best fist of it as you can to try and win it. Then do the 4. And I don't know. You can give up then. Let's go for the 5th.
Again, for some reason.
Now, this is where the psychopaths come in. Then the likes of Pep and all that. That once you've beaten a record and you've beaten it well, there's not many that have got the the mental, not the mental strength, but just the will to carry on and do it. There's going to be a point where it won't happen. You might as well, retire and enjoy.
But I've just got a text message off Martin, and he's just said, "No, I won't tell him. I won't tell you, Stan, what he said." Sorry.
Going back to Pep, I think Pep has found his home. I can't see Pep leaving City anytime soon. He loves the Premiership.
But there will be a time.
He said there's more chance of me staying if we lose that court case.
Yeah.
It's like, go on, lad, give it to him. Do you reckon he's up for a bit of York away, old Pep?
Oh, yeah.
We talk about it enough. I wonder if he's thinking, I wonder what it's like. Proper, get down there with me, yeah.
Hang on a minute. Alex says, I'll bet my house, wife, kids, dog, City will win the title. Now, Are you hoping we don't, mate?
Yeah, I was going to say that. You're not giving you're giving nothing away there, Alec. You're giving nothing away.
Oh, brilliant. You crafty little. No, I don't know.
That's
Stu says the team that scores the most goals away wins the game. Always wins the game.
That's true, though. Unless you get beat 1-0 by an own goal.
Yeah.
And we've done that in the past. In fact, it was against Middlesbrough, wasn't it? Yes, Capio. Where was it going then? Capio says, I really hope you sell Phillips. He's a solid player for England, but wasting his career making up your homegrown status quo. Absolutely, mate. We've been saying that for a while. Lovely, seems a lovely guy. Pep apologising that. What did you make of Pep apologising that he can't play him?
Well, my question around that was, why did you buy him?
That's Pep admitting he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, I just think he's a
Three
really nice lad, but
Definitely not female. Then.
And 3 interviews, he's got it wrong. The first interview he gave about him, he says that he can't get the best on him. And then the latest interview is that when he envisages how the team is going to set up, how it's going to play, that he does see a spot for him. So, look, the best thing for Calvin Phillips is that he goes somewhere in January, even out on loan somewhere.
Yeah, listen, he's going to move on, and that'll alter. I think that could dictate who we're going to buy what position. We might not specifically bring somebody in to replace Phillips. Listen, if we bring in somebody in to replace Phillips, we're bringing somebody to sit on the bench, aren't we?
Well, you possibly are.
Georgie King-Clancy has brought something up pretty good. Girona are 1-0 up against Barcelona. That's all right. But I tell you what, there's a lad there called Savio who's owned by ourselves. And I tell you what, it won't surprise me if he was one of those ones that went on loan and came back.
Yeah. Listen, there's still loads of stuff. Listen, I know it's December, but for me, January still seems mega far away. But I don't doubt Pep already knows. He's already identified exactly what he wants for January.
Who do you think that is?
I really hope it's somebody obscure where everybody goes, what? And then 3 months later, it's like, bloody hell, the fella sees stuff that we just don't see. Do you know what I mean? Just some name that's completely and utterly off the radar.
Yep.
Like Bob Smith comes in and goes, woof, and it's like, how the hell did he see that in him? I would have never have seen it.
Yeah, here's a question from Alec. McAtee been playing well. Would you take him back, guys? I think no. And the reason why I say that, and with all due respect to Sheffield United, he's playing very, very well there. It's a different level at City. All he would do would be doing exactly what Oscar Bob is doing now, and like Cole Palmer. Neil said Carlton Palmer then. And Cole Palmer did last season, Anne-Marie. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Well, we already covered that when you were
I'm with Paddy on this. I'm with Paddy and the little Irish mafia there, and they all tell each other what's going on.
I'll let Paddy go on top of you then to see you together.
It'd be too rough for him, I'd say.
No, but we'd still be right.
But seriously, Andy, there was a Man City podcast about the EDS, and the fellow who runs EDS or is in and around the EDS, he was asked that question. When players go out on loan, they never come back and make it into the first team. And he turned around and said that McAtee will break that mold. He's the only one who will ever come back into that first team.
Simon, yes, we are live, mate.
Believe it or not.
What's the City dab?
You don't know what a dab is?
No.
Have you never played bingo?
What?
I don't know. Simon will tell us. Simon will tell us.
Go on, Simon. What's a dab? Why not? Yeah.
I just don't think McAtee will be coming back regardless. Listen, he was given an opportunity in pre-season, wasn't he? And then he was before the transfer window shut. He was there or thereabouts, coming on, making a bit of a cameo, but he didn't have any effect as such. Listen, I wish him all the best, but that's not me. Not guilty on that one. I think there's a level, and this City, I really do, and I just don't think. Listen, not that it'd prove me wrong personally. I'd love to see him come back.
You don't think McAtee's as good as Nunes?
Nowhere near. You'll see the best of Nunes. How much have you seen of Nunes before he come to City?
Only at Wolves. Not very much.
But roughly how much have you seen of him?
Not much.
Nunes, mate, will be quality for us. Nunes will be quality for us. Trust me.
In what regard? Going forward or what?
Both, as collectively, I think. Listen, my mate Aid, he's a big Wolves fan, season ticket holder, and he was gutted that Nunes left because he says he's absolute quality. And I've seen bits in Nunes where I know he was going to be. I thought when he came on against Villa, he was very good. Today, when he come on, he looked lively as if he wants it. He's quick. He's got a lot to his game, Nunes, and a lot of people have already written him off in the same breath, really, as Calvin Phillips. Don't. Nunes will be quality for us.
I'd say he's played more than Calvin Phillips. I'd say he's played more than Calvin Phillips.
Well, doesn't that say a lot as well? Simon says Gundogan and Mahrez leaving the same summer. Yeah, it's took us time to adjust, and it will take us time to adjust. Like I think Pep said today,
give us 5 minutes, Andy. I've just got to nip off. Give us 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Not me. Yeah, listen, it's always going to be a big loss, isn't it? When you miss, players like Gundo and Mahrez, especially in the same summer. Sometimes you can't replace a player like for like, so you have to play a little bit different or bring a player in. Because with City, you've got there's nobody really who, apart from the goalkeepers, who hold the same position down all week in, week out. Because we've seen Walker inverting, we've seen him going forward. Gvardiol can go left, he can go up. We've got Foden who can interchange, Alvarez, and on and on and on. So the replacement, I feel, who will come in January, will be an all-rounder rather than somebody who's pigeonholed in one position.
Yeah, he tends to do that, doesn't he? He tends to buy them type of players who can play 2, 3, 4 different positions. Even Rico Lewis, he came up through the EDS. He can play in 2 or 3 positions. But who would you buy? Who's out there?
Listen, we're not qualified, mate. With all due respect, that's what our scouts are there for. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on in the depths of the French league or anywhere like that. BB says someone needs to show the route into the first team after going out on loan. I totally agree. I'd love McAtee to make it, but I just feel we're at a different level. I really, really do for McAtee.
I think the writing's on the wall for most of our players when they go out on loan. There was never ever any suggestion of Foden going out on loan.
No, well there was, but Pep usually knock it back all the time.
Doesn't that speak volumes then?
Yeah. So for me, anybody who's going out on loan now is not going to make it in our first team.
I agree with you, Anne-Marie, as always. Simon says, put your hands on your head. Experience is life taught. 2 experienced players. I totally agree. But if they don't want to stay at the club, there's not a lot we can. There's not a lot we can do. As I say, Pep said in his, I think it was his pre-match presser that he wanted them both to stay, but they both wanted to go. Now, Pep, he couldn't have done it with Gundo. He could have done it with Mahrez saying you're under contract, you stay in port. But Pep's not like that, is he?
Well, you can't have that. You can't like you're holding a player to ransom and then that spreads poison in the dressing room. You can't do that.
Alex says Nunez will come good. I totally agree, Alex. Totally agree. Martin says McAtee has no chance, sadly. I agree, mate. I really, really do. So, yeah, listen, forget all hysteria and stuff like that. There's nothing up with that a good rest won't put right in Saudi.
How long have we gone for?
It's about 2 weeks, is it? I think our next after Palace, our next league match is the 27th of December.
Yeah,
the competition finishes on the 22nd of December.
That's the final, obviously. So hopefully we'll be bringing that cup home, yes.
What position do I think, Martin? I reckon we could be looking at left wing, left-sided midfield. If we had to put my money on it, that's not the end for Grealish, by the way. I can see Grealish, and he showed today again. Grealish can play a number 10 without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, anybody get any fit? Hang on, like for any truth to this kid from Boca Juniors coming in January?
I heard that, yeah.
Don't know. Is he supposed to be the new Messi? I don't like that when players get, he's the new Messi, he's the new Andy Sav and stuff like that.
It's funny, I've never heard that.
Me neither.
What, the new Messi?
No, the new Andy Sav.
Andy hears that all the time. That little voice in his head. It's called schizophrenia.
I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I. Padua says Paqueta. I pretty much don't think if I had to put my wife, my house, my kids, and my dog on it, I'd say Paqueta's not coming to City in January.
I won't put a packet on it.
No, I won't. So yeah, anybody got anything before we skedaddle? Because Martin will be starting his show soon, and any of you's going on Martin's show?
Nope.
He always says you're welcome.
Very nice. I need me dinner.
Yeah, it's only because he's only saying that now because he wants a female on his show.
The new Joey Barton.
He done. Yeah. He acts like one anyway.
That's true.
Do you know that thing about Joey Barton? What makes me laugh is there's a few of them blokes there now. They were quite happy when in the world of the 70s, 80s and 90s and 2000 where there was only ever one box to tick and they were in that box. Now there's a few more boxes coming along and they're not in all of those boxes. They're getting a little bit fragile.
Yeah.
Doesn't,
Well, Emma Hayes called it out perfectly. Misogyny.
I don't think it's that. I just think they hate. I just don't think they like people that aren't them. If you see what I mean.
What?
Women,
man, is it?
Sorry, Capio.
No.
Thanks for
shades of man.
Oi.
Go on,
Capio,
sorry, Andy. Go on.
Thanks for joining us, pal. Always welcome here, pal. Anybody else get anything before we go? Because Stan's hungry. You hungry, Stan?
I am getting more like Father Jack every day here.
So yeah, listen. Thanks for standing in early. I couldn't get on the show earlier for reasons, Thanks for starting the show off, guys. And I'm sorry if I've dragged it. Sorry if I've dragged it down a bit since I've been on.
Your viewing figures will drop when you come back.
Yeah, we'll let you off. You're not a bad lad.
Thanks. Seriously, thank you for doing that. As always, the guys in the chat, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure and never a chore, is it?
No.
Well, take care, everyone. Have a
great week. Come on, City against Palace, and then we'll go on a holiday. Take care. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye now.